YouTube channel, and you should be seeing something soon here. What's going on? Okay. Um, we are going to be imaging our star today, and um, think I may try to do a time lapse. I am positive, but uh, here's what I'm looking at right now, and this part of the sun. And we're going to close some windows. You guys cannot see these, but they're in my way. Okay, move my hand controller up here a little bit, get out of the way. I'm going to raise the gain so that you can see what's going on the rim. We've got some solar activity here on the rim, some flares acting up, and they've been acting up for the last 30 hours, 40 hours that I've been following them. Yesterday it was too cloudy to image, or I would have been out. It cleared up last night nicely, and uh, but today I have blue skies. So this is what I am considering. The only reason why I may pull back and not do one is because a time lapse, and that's because the hang on a minute, the rest of the sun is just doesn't show. We're not getting much of anything. The most the most action you're seeing on the sun right now is dust on my sensor. These pieces of dirt. These aren't on the sensor. They're on the quirk or on the IR UV cut filter. This one right here is on the sensor. When they're this defined, they're on the sensor. But I was hoping there's a couple of spots right down here, um, and I may frame this a little differently so that I get these spots. Let me see something while I'm at this. Let's raise the gain back up again. And let's see, we want to go east a little. So if we frame it there and image this, we're pretty sure even when the software does its own cropping to align the image that we won't lose this. There's a possibility we may see some action right here between these two sunspots. And then there's some filaments. I know it's hard for you to see. I'm going to work on focus in a minute, but there are some filaments that are crisscrossing, and they sometimes take on different shades of, in this case, it'll be shades of gray, but when the image is colorized, uh, it's different shades of kind of a yellowy orange. But this is what I'm considering. Let me get rid of the sun. Hang on a second. The crosshairs, and we're going to just take a trip around the sun, see what else is going on, and I think I'm going to move it 8 times sidereal so I can kick this thing into gear. Okay, let's stop it here and see if there's any activity on the rim. Nah. So this part of the sun is a definite no. And let's stop it here. There is some flaring going on the rim there. Let's go on up here and check this out. There's nothing going on the surface anywhere on the sun. I've paid attention to that. And there's nothing on the rim here. I think I may back off and just not do anything. I had high hopes here. Mm. And let's give this a try. Nah. Poobah. Poobah, poobah. I'm going to drop this exposure a little bit. It's also I just turned on the quirk and it needs to heat up. It should be okay now. Really, you don't want to try to focus it until you have the solar element has heated up sufficiently. That's the wrong way. There's a way to cheat and focus on the sun by dragging the histogram over like so and bring the brightness up so you get better detail, and then work with focus. Wrong way. Better. Even better. Getting worse. So let's go back 20 steps. I think that's it. Okay. We can reset our histogram and drop our exposure down some. Let's see what the surface looks like here. Not the surface, the rim. Some flaring, but not worth imaging. All right. And now we're pretty much back where we started. And here are those filaments I was telling you about that will, when time lapsed, will show different shades of gray or different shades of the colorized image. So that's what we're looking at right there. This is the only thing on here that's kind of remarkable. And one thing we do have is we do have these flares, and they're pretty pronounced. So Uh, what do you think? Is it worth imaging? All right, here's what we'd be after. Let's run the gain down to about 100. And let's run this up to about 12. And think about it. So while we're thinking about it, I'm going to let you take. Huh. Guys, I don't know. Huh. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I think I'm going to go ahead and take some flats right now and knock those out of the way. I'll be glad I got them. And so let's, wrong way. Let's center the sun. Like so. And then let's raise or let's defocus by 1,000 steps out. So all we see now are dust spots. And let's take a quick capture of 500 frames. And these will be my flats. And when I process the images in AutoStacker, I will load this calibrated flat and it will remove those spots from my image. I tell you what, let's do a trial image and see what it's going to look like. So we've got one flat. Let's take another flat. Another. And so let's run the focuser back in to where it was. Oh, 1,000 steps, not 10. And so we got to come out 10 because I went in 10. And we can move back to where we were. We're a little bit too overexposed. Let's get that straight now. That's better. Okay. So this will be our picture. That will be our problem. So let's do one, and we're going to call this sun, and we're just going to take a 500 frame single picture, and it's done. I'm going to bring up auto stacker, and first thing I'm going to do is open my flat frame and find it. It's going to be there. Here's 1018 flat. Let's open that up, and there it is. And all I do is go to image calibration, and I'm going to create a master frame, and we're going to call this, well, let's find a place to put it first. And let's put it in the flats directory, and this is going to be just called master flat. Alright, now we're going to open up the image we just took. After it saves this, I apologize, this is a very slow Windows laptop. I keep 4 Windows laptops, 3 operating Windows 10, and the other the prior version, and they're not, they're rebuilt just for my astronomy work. And let's open up this. So that's our image that we took. There's no point in scrubbing through to see what frames are better. I won't be able to tell. I'll just put the stabilizing anchor on those 2 spots. It might help it stack, but I don't think there's enough information here to really help AutoStacker do a good stack apart from the sharpness of the rim, and it'll probably do most of the alignment algorithm using that, I guess. So let's apply some first let's we want surface, we don't want planet, we want improved tracking, we want it cropped. That's it. Let's analyze it. The way I process solar images is a little different than most people. There's a lot of different ways to do it. I don't use Registacks with solar images. I do use it with planetary and lunar. Actually, I use PixInsight mostly with lunar. Gosh, this is taking a long time. Okay, so I'm going to keep about 20% of 500. I'm going to keep 100 of the frames and stack them. So let's place our grid. Let's go to, 104 is about right for the sun. And so let's go ahead and we'll save 20%. So AutoStacker will create a folder called 20% or 20. This image is going to tell me whether or not I'm going to do a time lapse. And let's see, it's 10:20. Sun transits at about 1:15. I need 3 hours. 11, 12, 1. So I'll probably start the time lapse around 11. I want the sun to get as high as it can get for improved seeing. It's been out a while and it's bouncing heat off of rooftops in my neighborhood, particularly over my house, which I'm shooting over. The higher, the better the stability of the atmosphere. Man, this takes a long time on this computer. I wouldn't be surprised if it's one of those older 8086 processors back in the early 80s, 1982, 83. We thought those were whiz bangs. Wow. The rest of it will go by quick as soon as AutoStacker. It's a good thing I didn't do 2,000 frames. We'd still be we can look at the sun while it's see how the flare, that looks good. And we'll go back to AutoStacker. This is the long part, stacking. Now on my workstation here, it takes about 2 seconds to stack to 100 frames. All right, we're done just about, so. Okay, we're done. So we can close this out. Now we're going to bring up IMPPG. And we're going to open our picture, which and there's our 20% folder. There's our TIFF file. And here's our picture. Okay, I'm going to select Edit and select and process all. And the first thing I'm going to do is put an anchor point on this curves By the way, to get this curves, just click on this squiggly line, and this software is called IMPPG, and I'm going to put an anchor point. I'm going to scoot this over a little bit, and I'm going to drag this up all the way to about there. Let's minimize the sun so we can see what's going on. And so we're going to have to work on luminosity. I don't know, guys. I don't think we're going to have much of it. And let's raise, let's deconvolve the images to about 2.0. And let it apply its effect. Let's, I hate adding sharpening at this stage, but I'm not using this image, so it doesn't matter. Just want to see what I'll be able to pull out of this. I'm already getting some banding up here from the artifacts of sharpening. So I think this will turn out to be a not so terrific time lapse. Wish we had some activity. I didn't think I had a sunspot, but I sure do. I'll open AutoStacker back up, and I'll load that AVI file again, and I'll show you how you get rid of the sunspot. So there you see it. Go to Image Calibration, load Master Flat. Go to the 18th, to the flat. There's my master flat, and it's gone. I should have done that before I took it into here, but I really wasn't too concerned about the dust. I just wanted to see if I had a image worth working with. Okay, I'm gonna make an executive's decision and not image today. So I was hoping it was from the looks of, let's see, I don't want the transit, let me refresh this page. Let's see, this is 2 minutes old. And this is the part of the sky right here that we've been looking at. There are those filaments. There's my solar flares, and those are the two spots. There's just nothing else. We have a whole week of clear skies, so maybe by tomorrow we'll have something. Sun's rotating, so maybe tomorrow we'll have something show up. But what's promising is when you have a lot of flare going up on this side of the sun, because that means that there's probably some spots coming as it rotates from left to right. But this is pretty calm, so it tells me that at least the next day of rotation there's not going to be anything. This is going to disappear. This is going to go over here. These are going to disappear, so maybe later in the week, but I doubt we're going to have too much to celebrate. Bummer. Let's go to and let's look at yesterday. Say that was the 17th. Let's go to the 16th, and we want that works there. And this is that part of the sky right here that we're looking at. They got a much better time lapse, don't they? From the SDO. Don't you wish you had your camera on that satellite? Wow. Okay, well, folks, I don't see any point in imaging. I don't think the investment of sitting here 3 hours and babysitting the guiding of the manually guiding the mount on that sunspot is going to produce something worth it. So it is going to be, I'll be back tonight for live imaging of, I'm probably going to pick up some more hydrogen alpha and on the triangulum M33 and continue imaging. I don't know if I'm going to image Jupiter or not. I may remove that telescope and put the Raza on. I'm interested in giving it a try, but decisions. I'm just not sure. So we'll go back and look at the sun one last time and get rid of auto stackered. And IMPPG. And call it a day. Let's raise the let's see, we're 8 times sidereal. That's plenty quick. Now, if we did anything, it would be right here. All right. Well, I hate it. I was hoping I'd have something worth fooling with, but we don't. So I'll catch you later. Have a great day. See you tonight. Okay, Charlie. Okay, Charlie. Yeah, okay.